My name is Riya Goel, and today I am going to talk about the book One of Us is Lying by Kate M. McManus. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering the last name, but I'm really sorry about that as well. So, starting with the video, this video is structured into two parts. One contains a spoiler free review, and the second part is full of spoilers because I want to talk about what I liked in the book and what I didn't like. So, starting with part one, this book is a young adult fiction plus contemporary fiction plus a murder mystery, and it's amazing. I had so much fun reading it. Let me tell you a little bit about this book first. This book starts with five very different people. Like, one of them is a nerd, an overachiever, the other one is a bad boy, a criminal, the third one is the perfect princess sort of girl, the fourth one is a baseball star, the athlete of the school, and fifth one is Simon. So these five people end up in the detention mistakenly. They are caught with phones in their backpacks, which is, I guess, against the school policy, and they keep saying that it was a prank, they didn't do it, and they are here wrongly, they have been framed wrongly, but the teacher doesn't listen and they end up in the detention. So out of the five, only four get to walk out because Simon dies in the detention. He is poisoned. Initially, everyone thinks that this is an accident and something must have happened, something must have just triggered his peanut allergy, but that is not the case. I mean, a Tumblr post is uploaded and it says that Simon was murdered. So initially the investigation, it points at the four of them because obviously the other four were in the room with Simon while he died. And when we get more into the investigation, the deeper into it, we realize that Simon was not innocent and a lot of people had a motive to kill him. He used to run an app about that. I think it was called About That, which was about the school gossip, and suppose you cheated or you cheated on your boyfriend or girlfriend or anything like that, it would end up on the app. So as the investigation moves further and further, we understand that these four, I mean the people who were in the room with Simon, had their own secrets which could be exposed and they could end up in trouble. So all of these four had the motive to kill Simon, and initially that's what everyone thought. So the book takes us through the investigation and helps us find out that who the killer is. It's an extremely fun read. You're going to have a lot of fun reading the book, and you are not going to guess what happens in the end. I'm sure of it. It's such a great book, and you'll have a lot of fun figuring out who it could be, picking up little clues here and there. So it's a great book like that. It's a very fun read, and why I said that it is a lot like Pretty Little Liars in a way that, in Pretty Little Liars they receive texts from A, but in the book there's this Tumblr post that keeps kind of alerting people and exposing their secrets. So like that, it is like Pretty Little Liars, but apart from that, it's extremely different and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'd be lying if I say that I don't love this book. So this was the spoiler free review, and I hope you read the book, and if you've read it, I hope this review seemed apt. Moving on to the spoilers. Now, see, I'll tell you the secrets one by one. I'll tell you the secrets of the four main characters one by one so that we can judge if they were, I don't know, malicious enough to be a motive to kill someone. So our first character is Brovin, and she is one of those overachiever, nerdy type girls who kind of overdoes everything, who wants to get into Yale or Harvard, etc., etc. There's a lot of character development in the book as well. Like initially, Brovin is very stuck up and all she wants is a good college, but we see her letting go throughout the book, and it is a great thing to see and experience, I guess. So, her secret is that she cheated on her test in calculus, and it could really have her expelled. And we even see that how the human brain works, how she tries to justify something like this. So, that is her secret. Second, we have Addie or Adelaide, the perfect princess type girl. And her secret is that she cheated on her boyfriend Jake, who is a jerk, by the way. I mean, why are you trying to tell your girlfriend what to wear, where to go, how to talk, etc.? I mean, which timeline is it? So, everyone will hate Jake right off the bat, I'm sure. Then there is Nate, who is a criminal who is on parole, who lives with his father. We get to see his relationship with his father, his mom, his lizard, even. And his secret is that even despite being on parole, he is dealing in drugs. And the fourth, and my favorite character personally, is Cooper. And Cooper is he is the star athlete of the school, and his secret is initially we are told that his secret is that he's on steroids, but later we find out that he is gay. So that is his secret is that he is gay. And I just felt like it is a very great thing to do, to touch on the LGBTQ issues, and I feel like the author has done a great job doing that. So, throughout the book, we are made to believe that Nate could have done it because, obvious choice, he's already a criminal. But, and I mean, he even goes to jail. Someone plants some evidence in his locker, and he even goes to jail for this. But obviously, we find out that none of the four characters have done it. It's obvious because the story goes, we read the story through these four people, through their point of views, and it's not like that, someone will just not mention that they have murdered someone. I mean, if we are in their mind, in their psyche, obviously they cannot be like, oh, I just forgot to mention that I murdered a guy. So obviously that is not the case. It was obvious from the start that the four have not done it. Then later we get to find out that Simon actually committed suicide, and he wanted to take down these four for his murders, so which is why he did it. And Jake, who was Addie's boyfriend, was involved. And I think for me the ending was a bit of a letdown because we follow this whole investigation and everything, and turns out that this boy was depressed, or he was not just depressed, he had, I think, other mental issues also, because he on a public forum said that school shootings are just boring, and if he wants to die he will do it more creatively. I mean, what? I was so disgusted when I read that. So eventually we find out that Simon committed suicide and Jake was involved, and Jake was charged with whatever crime he did. So the ending was a bit of a letdown for me. Also, the romance between Nate, the criminal guy, and Brovin, the overachiever, was a bit of a cliche for me. I mean, the bad boy and the nerd together. Come on. We are a bit bored of that, aren't we? But they did work well together, and okay, it could be sweet for some people. I just normally don't, maybe it's just me, I just normally don't like the romance angles in murder mysteries. But okay, I can forgive it, but it was a bit of a cliche for me. So the character development is great. We see all the characters, their relationships changing with people surrounding them, and how they themselves change, how they come out of this tragic accident or incident very strongly and form strong bonds. So that is great to read. So overall, it's a great book. I will definitely recommend it. One more thing, the person who is lying is not even on the cover. So I don't know what the author was thinking with that. But apart from that, it is a great book. It is a lot of fun to read. I will definitely recommend it. And okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.